All right, welcome everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. We're joined by the head men's soccer coach, Dan Stratford. Coach, if you want to start us off with an opening statement, just previewing the upcoming week, then we'll open it up to questions.
Yeah, obviously, first and foremost, delighted with Friday's performance and getting that win at Charlotte. Feel like it was just what the guys needed after such a long break, and yeah, I think we'd all kind of forgotten what that feeling was like to go and play a tough road game and get a really good win, and that feeling in the locker room afterwards, and definitely made for an easier ride home for sure. So that gives us a lot of confidence, but also gave us a really good platform in terms of what we need to build on and continue to improve as we enter conference play here with NIU, and obviously looking forward to opening up at Digdalesk as well.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Just a reminder to use the raise hand feature when you're ready. Joe Bricato, go ahead.
Dan, as you're going into conference season and you now have a double round robin, you'll see every team twice, you'll see everybody both home and away. Is that a pretty fair way to determine a league champion?
Yeah, I believe so. I think something that I'm personally familiar with, because we had a very similar format at the University of Charleston when we played in the MEC, that we would play home and away against each team. Obviously, with a slightly smaller pool of teams within the conference, again, only playing what would be 5 games would perhaps not be a fair reflection of who the strongest team is. So I think now that we have these 10 conference games, and you tend to believe that that's going to lead you to the best team rising to the top at the end of it. So yeah, looking forward to the challenge and looking forward to what that will bring us in terms of potentially seeing a team, and then in some cases not even 10 days later seeing them again. That's going to be very interesting in terms of how we scout and prepare for sure.
Zach Anderson.
Hi, Coach. How has your team's first win in dominant fashion helped team chemistry moving forward into your beginning of conference play?
It was huge. I think, one of the things I alluded to before the game was we're finally going to get some questions answered on this team in terms of their character, in terms of how far we've come with feeling like, the culture is where we want it to be. And they answered some of those questions. So it's a great first step. It's, in the context of what Charlotte have achieved, and I think still will continue to achieve. I think that's a very good team that we've played and beat on Friday. I don't want that to be understated for the guys, but we're obviously trying to find that balance of, not allowing that to just be now the highlight and the marquee win of the spring season. It's just one game. But it should definitely give us some confidence. And to be honest, it perhaps wasn't the dominant performance in terms of possession and exactly how we would have drawn it up, if you like. And I almost prefer that there was, a lot of variables to the game and some adversities that we had to face that weren't part of the plan, if you like. And the fact that the players got through that part of the test, most importantly, and showed a really resilient performance. That versatility is incredibly important for this team, and like I said, they passed that test with flying colors. Now the question becomes, can we do it again? Can we do that consistently? And I think if they can answer that question positively, then we'll have a really bright season and a really bright spring ahead of us.
Joe Bricato, go ahead.
Dan, you mentioned not having a ton of scoring opportunities, but you did finish on a bunch of them in the first half. How impressed were you with the way that the guys were able to take advantage of the opportunities in the first half?
Yeah, I think the way that the chances were created and revealed themselves was as expected in terms of how we had prepared for Charlotte and scouted them in terms of ways that we thought that we could exploit them. That was reflected in the 3 goals that we scored. But at the same time, the way that Charlotte tried to press and the way that they defended with an incredible amount of intensity and rushing numbers forward, yeah, inevitably that's going to make it difficult for us to really establish our possession game. So, yes, while we didn't, if you like, create a great deal of chances, the quality of chances that we created were, fantastic. So I think watching the game back and analyzing it in terms of our performance, we executed incredibly well in those moments. And again, when you can put high percentage opportunities in front of players, that's obviously going to increase the likelihood that we can then convert them. So yeah, they may have had more shots, but they may have been 25 yards out, 30 yards out. The types of chances that we were creating inside the penalty area, one-on-one with the keeper, from close distances, those are the quality of chances that we're looking to. So sometimes that statistic can maybe skew the perception of the game and the reality of what occurred during the game.
Joe, go ahead.
How fluid is your starting 11? I mean, do you want to get to a point where you're putting the same 11 out there every week or every game, or are you okay if there's a little bit of fluidity in it?
I'm absolutely fine if there's some fluidity. We want to get to a point, quite honestly, where there's incredible depth and great choice for selection, and we have the versatility to change. With the numbers that we're working with in training right now, with a couple of injuries that we're really optimistic we're going to get back very, very soon, we'll have more ability to do that. But yeah, I mean, as I've mentioned before, the squad is light right now and was always going to be a little bit lighter numerically for this spring semester. The great news is we've gone to a place like Charlotte with light numbers, with a depleted squad in terms of, we know internally what wasn't available, as do our players, that will help this team this spring. But the fact that we've been able to do that and come out with that result, knowing that we don't have anyone graduating, we already have 6 players joining the squad that are going to help this squad come the fall of 21. Makes the potential of this team very, very exciting, not just for this semester, but in the years to come as well.
Joe, you can continue.
Okay, and last one for me, Dan. Let me ask you about a couple of local guys. Like Swiger gets in the starting lineup for you, and then Borneo gives you an assist. What did you see from those guys?
Yeah, another solid performance. Two weeks in a row for the two of them. Mike scored a fantastic goal at ODU, and that was assisted by Elijah, and then Elijah coming up again with a great ball for Tony's goal for the third on Friday against Charlotte. So, they both added what we expected. I've known those guys for a long time. There's technical quality, there's great athleticism. We continue to work hard with both of them to help them improve in terms of just their understanding of what we're doing tactically, which may be different to what they've either had in their previous collegiate experience at Kentucky and Bowling Green or in their youth careers coming up. So they're two players with fantastic potential and need that time and need that investment of time. And we're working with them really diligently, quite honestly, to continue to help them improve what their understanding of our system of play is. But yeah, it's been great to have two local guys, and then that's doing a disservice to Sam Morgan and Jojo Biafora that have both contributed off the bench for us as well. So to have 4 kids from West Virginia that know what it means to represent the university and are very proud. We want them to be leaders within this group and reinforce that message to international players, out-of-state players, and really, fully value what it means to represent this university.
Zach, go ahead.
Hi. So I know you have a great group of players, and you've mentioned that talking to Joe here. But in what specific ways has your veteran goalkeeper, Stephen Tukeski, helped out on the team, helped them succeed?
Yeah, Stephen had another solid performance on Saturday as well. Again, I see it more as a unit in the defensive performance in particular on Friday. I thought we were fantastic defensively. Stephen did his job, and we feel really, really comfortable with him in goal and knowing that he's gonna come up on top when we need him to, and obviously manage the game very, very well. But yeah, again, he may get a lot of the accolades in terms of the clean sheet and that's that statistic, but I would be doing a disservice to the defenders in front of him, and quite honestly, the midfield three that were in front of them when it came to the Charlotte game specifically, and just how defensively resolute we were and resilient we were to a lot of pressure that Charlotte put on us. I had said before the game this time last week, I expected Charlotte to be the fitter team. they were, and we still managed it and fought our way through the whole game. And like I said, the whole collective effort defensively was fantastic, and that allows, quite honestly, Stephen to have less to do, for us to require less from him. And if that means he gets the clean sheet stat at the end of it, then more power to him. I have no issue with that, and I'm sure he doesn't either.